evening. We are so excited to have you with us tonight. Like they said, my name is Laura Sant, and I'm the Extension Educator here in Preston, Franklin County. I'm going to give you some tips on how to pack healthy lunches for yourself and your kids. Packing lunches is hard. At least it is for me. It takes time and it takes planning. And when you're packing for kids, just because you pack it doesn't mean that they're going to actually eat it. So with your kids, and even for yourself, you don't have to always pack pizza and cookies. So I'm going to give you some tips on how to pack a nutritious lunch that hopefully your kids will be happy to eat and you will feel good about giving them. The first step is to make a smarter sandwich. Oh, there it goes. So first, use different types of bread, not just regular bread, but you can use tortilla wraps, pita pockets, bagels, and then add more to your sandwich than just lettuce and tomatoes. You could do shredded carrots, you could do shredded zucchini instead of mayo or cheese. Oh, I'm sorry, I want them to be able to see it. You can do hummus or sliced avocados and to swap for those things. Oh, it doesn't like me. And you can have fun with your sandwiches. Here's a fun way to make a sushi sandwich. You flatten out your bread, you make an open-faced sandwich, roll it up like sushi, and then cut it into bite-sized pieces. Go beyond the basics. It's easy and tempting to always give yourself a sandwich or give your kids a sandwich, but that can get old really fast. So here are some other ideas that you can do. Protein-packed kebabs, pasta salad, baked or whole grain tortilla chips that you can use to scoop up stuff, whether it's protein or like your tuna or whatever else your kids or you get off on. You can also do breakfast for lunch. Kids like it, I like it. You can do whole grain pancakes or muffins. You can actually swap it up and put peanut butter in between two pancakes and make a pancake sandwich if you want. And you can do different varieties of pancakes, pumpkin, banana blueberry, gingerbread, same with muffins. We're going to take questions at the end.
We'll just change the pancakes, that's where I was going to take.
Okay.
If you add coffee creamer, buy your favorite coffee creamer flavor and swap it into your pancake, you can make Italian or creme brulee or whatever. And we're just going to eat some like crazy.
Thank you. You can also make your favorite smoothie ahead of time. Put it in a plastic freezer jar and freeze it. Then pack it frozen into your lunch, and then it will thaw by lunchtime. Play with presentation a little bit. If it looks better, your kids are going to be more willing to eat it. So bite-sized pieces packed in what they call bento style. This is a bento style lunchbox. Individual compartments to keep things separate. Like if it's a juicy thing, then the juice doesn't like get your sandwich all soggy. That's the latest thing in lunches. You can also do toothpicks for them to eat cheese or cut up fruit. And also we talked a little bit about the kebabs that are fun as well. You can use cookie cutters to cut soft foods up into different shapes. And your kids, because it looks funner, they'll be more apt to eat it. And then if you're really creative and you have a lot of time, you can make food art with your kids' food. Oh, it went away. Whether it's their favorite cartoon character or scenes from nature, you can do fun things with their food that will make it more appealing to them. Love those leftovers. If you have a favorite family dinner, just save the leftovers and send them to lunch. Send them to school with them, take them for lunch. If you don't have access to something to keep them cold or to heat them up when you get there, just put them in a thermos. There are some fun new thermos products out there that will keep them hot or cold until you're ready to eat. Let them dunk. So as parents, sometimes we don't want kids to play with our food, but If they're going to eat more nutritious foods because they just get to dunk it, then it's worth it in my book. So some fun things for them to be able to dunk are apple slices into yogurt or peanut butter, veggie strips into salsa, guacamole, hummus, cottage cheese, bean dip. Crackers into soup. You can also do mini pancakes and they can dip it into the syrup or whipped cream. Take time with new foods. Kids, if a kid refuses to eat something, it can be hard for a parent to know what to do because we want them to eat, and we feel like that's important, but it can be hard because the kids don't want to eat it. If they don't want to eat it, they don't want to eat it. Well, some science-based things to help you are, first, don't pressure them to eat it because they like to make the decision. And I don't know about you, but if someone's telling me to do something, I'm like, don't want to do it just because I want the choice. And the kids are the same way. So they're much less likely to eat it if you're forcing them to eat it. So what do? You keep exposing them to a variety of different foods. Research has shown that the more a kid is exposed to a food, the more likely they are to try it and to keep eating it. And it's especially true if they actually taste the food. But don't force them to taste the food. Invite them to taste it. If they choose not to taste it, you got to be okay with it. Back off. And if your child is especially food neophobic, that's a fun new word for you, afraid of new foods, basically. Not that they're afraid that it's going to hurt them or anything, but they're afraid to taste it, they're afraid to eat it because it's unfamiliar to them. Then you only want to introduce one new food at a time because it's too overwhelming for them if there's a lot of new foods at one time. For nutrition's sakes, you can make your snacks at home. Packaged snacks, they tend to lack important nutrients and are high in some nutrients that are not as healthy: sugar, sodium, saturated fat. So what can you do? If you have the time, you can make their snacks at home. This enables you to take control of the ingredients, and then you can put what you want into it. In your packets, there are 2 homemade snack recipes for you: the homemade granola bar that I like and you will get to try tonight, and the no-bake energy bites that I'm going to show you how to make if I have time. If you don't have time or you don't want to make homemade snacks, you can do the packaged kind. You want to stick with whole foods as much as you can, whole fruits, nuts, items with a small ingredient list. Usually they have less preservatives and other negative ingredients if it's a smaller list. And some people like just a little bit of dark chocolate. It's supposed to be very satisfying and makes you satisfied, I guess, and are done with food. Sorry about that. The last one is get them involved. Get them involved, have them help you make their lunches, especially when you have a little bit of extra time. Not only does it help you, but it also helps them be more self-sufficient, as well as teaches, they are more likely to eat it if they help you pack it. So have a list of easy options for them to choose and help you prepare. Incorporate all food groups in it: fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, dairy, whole grains. And then use containers. You can be like Marnie, organize up your life and use containers in your fridge or freezer to help organize it. So they go, oh, I need to take one from this container and I need to take one from that container, and then it makes it easy for you and them. So I have 1 minute left, and I'm going to show you how to make these no-bake energy bites. Basically, it's dump it all into the bowl, stir it up, put it in the fridge for 30 minutes so that it's not so sticky, because you have peanut butter and you have honey in it, and so it's pretty sticky. Then you make them roll them into little balls, and voila, you have the no-bake energy bites that you can store in your fridge for up to about a week. So while I continue to stir this up for it, does anybody have any questions about making kids' lunches or your own lunches that you want to ask me?
Trade the coconuts or something.
Oh yeah, definitely. Or just leave it out. Anything else? Are you guys familiar with chia seeds? So that's in the health food section. It adds a little bit of a kind of a crunch, and it does add some fun nutrition as well, healthy fats as well as a little bit of fiber and other nutrients. This concludes my time with you. I'm going to turn it back over to Katie.